Vikram, could you explain about the Taj to us, please?
Yes, so good morning friend, this is Vikram and I'm here representing you my culture, the most beautiful monument of the world. We are actually blessed with the great God that we have Taj here in India. The building of the love, the romance of course, and all about the architect. The finest work of the world, the workmanship of 22 years. I have to tell you first, right from the beginning. Mughals, the fifth Mughal emperor, Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan, when he was very young, his real name, his actual name was Khurram. Khurram means joyous. When he grew up, when he ascended the royal throne, he became fifth Mughal emperor. He got a new title called Shah Jahan. What does that mean? Shah means the king and Jahan means the world, king of the world. So he was the fifth Mughal emperor. Mughals were the descendants of the Mongols and Timurs. Those who were the mixed descendant clans of the Mongolian dynasty, and that was, of course, Genghis Khan. 1526, the Mughals entered to India and they also came here for trade. Because India is a country for rich resources, gold, spices, gemstones, marbles and tea, spices, indigo, natural herbs, everything was in abundance. 1526, they laid the foundation of the Mughal Empire, and that was the first Mughal emperor, Babur. This was the fifth man, Shah Jahan. So the fifth Mughal emperor, he had 3 wives. The first wife she had from Afghanistan, Kandahar. Second wife, this one, Mumtaz, and the third wife from Kashmir, the north top of India. So this little boy, 17 years, he was very young when he had 3 wives. He was very lucky to have 3 wives at the same time. Very lucky he was. Yeah. And all the 3 wives were Muslims, because we know that the Mughals were Muslims here. The king was never happy with the first and the third wife. And I would like to tell you, they were getting married very early because the marriages were more administrative and more political actually, right? So there were no emotions attached with the marriages. He was very young, he got 3 wives. He was never happy with the first and the third one, so he sent the 2 wives back to their places. Why? Because not the only reason, that because they were not as beautiful as the second one. This lady, she was stunning beautiful, of course, as she belonged to the royal family of the Persia, which is Iran now. The beautiful girl, as we know that the Persian girls are really famous for their natural beauty. She attracted the kings towards her beauty and of course towards her skills actually. She was not just a beautiful wife for the king, she was like a companion to the king. She used to help the king in the battlefronts, war plannings, administrative decisions, government. She was taking part in public and private discussions as well. So she was like a great companion to Shah Jahan, more than a beautiful wife. It was more love and respect given to the lady, more than a love. So that was second wife, Mumtaz. Her name was Mumtaz, and of course very beautiful. The king had respect for the love. He had love, respect, and of course for the skills as well. So she was beauty with brain. She was very intelligent, very skilled lady, of course very smart lady she was. The main reason why the king was really happy with the second one only, and he left the first and third wife back to the places, this lady, she delivered 13 children to Shah Jahan. Makes sense why the king was really happy with the second one only. Always kept him busy.
Yes.
Always kept him busy actually.
It's been a while.
This lady,
For me.
This lady, she delivered 13 children to Shah Jahan, and Mumtaz was a title gifted to her. What does that mean? Mum means my, and Taj means crown. You are my crown. Hats off to your beauty, you my crown. Otherwise, the name was something different. This lady had a different name that's called Arjuman Banu Begum, Persian word. And Begum, the Muslim people, they call their ladies, wives as Begum, right? It's a Muslim word actually, right? But she was never called with this name, always my crown, Mumtaz. So this husband always called her Mumtaz, my crown. Unfortunately, when she was conceiving the 14th baby at a very young age, 39 years, she died. She died while giving the birth to the 14th baby. It was a baby girl and the baby didn't survive with the mother. They both died at the same time, right after delivery. What happened actually? She was like a baby girl, 13 years when she got married to this man. 13 years at the time of marriage and 39 years at the time of 14th baby in the womb. Frequent deliveries, early births and birth delivery pains brought the complications to the lady's body. This brought a blood infection to her body and the body was deeply infected. She was literally on the bed in 1630 when she was conceiving the 14th baby. Right after that, the delivery, she passed away, unfortunately. But before that, what happened? The king was 1,000 miles away from the lady. He was busy in a battle planning, and this lady wanted to call the husband back from the battle. She called, she did, and the husband sat beside. For the last time, they talked to each other, because the last conversation laid the foundation of the Taj Mahal. What happened actually? For the last time, she shared 3 promises, 3 messages, and she took 3 wishes from the husband. 1, not to marry again. Second one, to look after my children. You're a father of 13 children, big family. You have to look after them. Please don't leave them, give them equal love and respect. Third one, I know you love me throughout your life. I'm the most loving wife, I know this. But this time, I'm going to die now. If you claim that I'm your favorite wife, you have to prove it. You have to show it. You have to prove it even after my death. I don't want, after my death, this world should forget my name. Do something so unique and incredible in my memory, so this world will always remember my name, Taj Mahal. She actually asked for this. Something that this world had never seen before. One and only thing in this world. And no one can compare, no one can go parallel, no one can copy it in future as well. Something out of this was phenomenal, something out of this world actually. That's what she asked for. Right after this, right after these promises or these wishes, she died. And the baby died too. In Islam, you have to bury a body immediately, within the day, within 24 hours actually. But they had no idea where we are going to give this burial, permanent burial to the lady's body. So she was given a temporary burial for 3 days, where she died. After 3 days, the body was transferred back here and it was buried deep down, 15 feet underground, underneath this first white marble platform, where we can see the people queuing there up. 15 feet underground, she was given a permanent burial. Right, and she was buried here for 1 year before the construction. 1630 it was, and it was given a permanent burial. Right after 1 year, the construction got started over her tomb. 1631 to 1653, 22 years for the construction. And almost a labor of 20,000 workers worked here for this non-stop work, 24/7 work actually. Because the king wanted the best out of the renowned and the famous artist. So he openly invited a labor of 20,000 workers. He personally traveled the world for 1 year. Hindus, Muslims, Turkish, Persians, Afghanis, and some Roman Catholics too, like Italians and French. They did participate in the workmanship, because they are also famous for the workmanship. We can imagine the Roman architect, right? Because he wanted the best out of them. Show me what you have. Show me what you got actually. I'm here to pay you. So openly invited, and this was not a slave labor. It was highly paid labor. For 22 years the people worked here, and this man lived for another 36 years. But the chief architect of this monument, this mausoleum, was Ahmad Lahori. Lahore is a place in Pakistan now, but Pakistan was a part of India before. So he was Indian Muslim who designed this structure. This one. The actual name, the real name of the monument is not Taj Mahal. We only call the Taj Mahal because we remember her calling Taj Mahal. So the name is half taken from her name, out of her name, Taj Mahal. Taj means crown and Mahal means a palace, crown palace. But people do get confused that why it is a palace, people don't live here. Because it's a mausoleum. It's just for calling, just for the decoration, just for the architect style. We call it Taj Mahal. The real name of the monument is Rawza-e-Mumtaz. Rawza means a tomb or a mausoleum for Mumtaz. Because we know that this was all done in the memory of the beautiful wife. So it is Rawza-e-Mumtaz, not Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is not just a white building. Taj Mahal is a one big complex of 42 acres of the land. It is all the big all area, which has several things inside to see. The main mausoleum where she was buried, a building of 243 feet high, almost 75 meters from the ground to the top. Right to the main building, we have a mosque on that side. The mosque, which is behind the trees, it's a bit hidden. Every Friday, the Taj is closed. Day before yesterday, Taj was completely closed for the day. Only the Muslim, the local Muslim, they come here for prayers. this mosque is still functioning mosque. Every Friday for 2 hours, 12 to 2 in the noon, the local Muslims, the native, they come here for prayers. In the same direction, on the other side, that building, that one, which is identically same to that one, that is called a guest house. Officially declared guest house in 18th century by the English wives, when officers' wives. Right after the Mughals, when it was all taken over by the British cantonment, the British army, the ladies were staying in that building and it was called guest house. Otherwise, there is no purpose building a guest house in a mausoleum. You cannot even live, you cannot even imagine to live in a mausoleum. It's a burial, it's a place of grief, death, mourn actually. So it was just for the lady, they were staying here for a while. That's why they started calling it guest house. Otherwise, this is just an answer to the symmetry, to the mosque actually. Because Taj Mahal is the most symmetrical monument. This has been inspired by the Persian architect actually. And we know that Persians, Iranian architect is all about decorations and ornamentations. That's why it's symmetrically perfect from all the 4 directions actually. So that is just an answer to the mosque. We call it guest house only because the English started calling it guest house. Otherwise, it is just an answer to the mosque or symmetrical balance, to keep the symmetry balance. Let's talk about this beautiful structure. Out of 22 years, 17 years only for this building, only for this structure. Out of 22. 1631, the construction started and it was finished in 1648. 17 years for the white building, the main mausoleum. 5 years for the rest of the things, mosque, guest house, the beautiful gardens, the entrance gate. The gate we left behind, that's called the Royal Entrance Gate, having a height of 105 feet from the bottom to the top. Just an entrance and exit this time for the beautiful workmanship, for the beautiful mausoleum actually. It does look like a beautiful building as well, like a monument. Looks like a monument itself, but just like an entrance to access in and for exit as well. These gardens are all designed in a char bagh style. What does that mean? Char means 4 and bagh is garden. It's called square pattern garden or the gardens of heaven actually. It has to be a multiple of 4. So it can be 4, 8, 12, 16 and so on. Symmetrical garden actually. So on each half we have 4 gardens, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here, 4 on the back, 4 there and 4. So it's like 4 square, 16 gardens in the Taj Mahal. Wherever we go to see a Mughal monument, the gardens are always inspired by the 4 square pattern. Always like the gardens of heaven. The white building, the pure white Indian marble. It is not Italian Carrara, not Australian marble, the best marble of the world. 300 kilometers away, a place called Makarana, somewhere in Rajasthan, they brought the white marble from. And why the reason that the Taj Mausoleum is standing on a river bank? Because river was the easiest transport. 300 kilometers was a long distance, that even it is long distance too. At the moment as well, and they had no transportation, no big wagons to carry the stone from there. So river Yamuna, the second holy river after the Ganges, with the Hindu mythology, is flowing all at the back side. It is all the back. There's a river called, that's in Varanasi you have Ganges actually, right? This is river Yamuna, the second holy river in Hindu mythology. So they all traveled and of course they transported the goods and the white marble from 300 kilometers on the woods, on the boats actually. One of the reasons why it is standing on the bank of a river. When the people were here, Agra was the capital. Delhi is a very new capital of India. It was 1911 when a British governor, Edwin Lutyens, who designed Delhi as a capital of India. But before that, it was Agra. But on different names, city of Mumtaz. Mumtaz on her name actually, city of Mumtaz, on the beautiful name of this beautiful girl actually. The height of this mausoleum is 243 feet, almost 75 meters, which has got a dome, the white bulbous guava or onion-shaped dome at the top side. Can you see the top finial, the top pinnacle? There's a half-moon crescent, symbolic to the Islamic law. In Islam, it's a very holy sign. You might have seen it on the Pakistan flag, right? The half-moon. So that is a symbol of Islam, because we know that the Mughals were Muslims, so it had to be Islamic influence. But on the right top, on the very top of the half moon, can you see there's again a lotus flower. Lotus is Indian national flower and a sign of Hinduism. When we do namaste like this to you, Hindu people, namaste is not like this, it's like this actually. It shapes like a lotus bird. So it's not like I'm representing I'm greeting you only. I'm representing my culture or my religion to you. All the Hindus, the people do like this. It's the lotus. Lotus is the flower where our first god, the creator, Brahma, he sits over. So that is why wherever you see a lotus flower, start thinking that this is Hindu influence. But people do wonder, why over a Muslim monument you have inspiration and impressions of Hindu sign or Hindu thing or Hindu flower? What is that? Because in Islam, there's no lucky flower, lucky lumber. Nothing can be luckier in Islam except the only Almighty. He's the only one name actually. Nothing can be so luckier than the Prophet. That's what the Islam believes actually, right? So this is the sign of Hinduism. Why? Because there were Hindus also, those who worked here. So who worked over here, they left impressions on the building. So I'm going to show you some Italians and French work as well inside, some Catholic connections. They all worked together under one roof. This shows how open the king was. He uniformed everyone, he united everyone under one roof and he let them work. Do what you want to do. I just want the best out of you. I want a paradise on this earth actually. The Taj, building the Taj, it was like bringing down heaven on this earth. It is an imagination of a heaven or a paradise on this earth actually. Why? Because we know that only heaven can be so much perfect. And we have the perfect symmetry everywhere. This is the perfection in the work. 16th century, we cannot imagine machine. Can we look at the elevations of the work? I'm going to give you a small example only. Look at the 4 towers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? The 4th one is at the back. Each tower is having a flight of 160 steps to go up. 160 steps to go up, but there was no one allowed now because it's too high and risky. Could be accidental for the young children. That's why they closed the entrance. Each tower is having 3 stories. The first story is level to the first arch. Second story is level to the second arch. And the top story is level to the maximum bulge of the dome. Would you believe it? And for doing this, they had no scales, no machines, no measures. There was no engineering. Well, they had engineers, of course, they were very skilled. Perfection in their elevation, look at that. You got 2 cupolas, the white marble, 2 at the backside, the miniatures, the small white domes. All surround like an onion and guava shape. Can you see the bottom of the dome? Some black stripes. All those details, they all look beautiful colors, they all appear like colorful workmanship, like a painting or the canvas colors over the white marble. But they are not colors, they are not painted. Nothing is colored or painted on the white marble. These are all inlaid gems. The intricate gemstones which are inside the white marble, 2 to 3 millimeters in the white marble. How they did it? They first scratch on the white marble, they make an outline, then later they dig the marble out, they carve it out, they make an open cavity. Later they fix the gemstone inside. It depends on the density of the marble actually. How deep they have to dig to fix the stone in. So these are all inlay workmanship on the white marble. It's called mosaic pattern too. This has been inspired by the Persian art. Wherever you go to, if you ever happen to go to see a Persian monument, it's always decorated and ornamented with a beautiful gemstone. If you look at this structure, this does look like a crown of a lady. The exact replica of the crown she was wearing on her head. Mumtaz. One of the reasons again why we call it Taj Mahal, because it looks like Taj, crown. This was all shaping the beautiful crown. And the crown of the lady was stud. It was decorated with jewels inside. The golden crown with diamonds, blue sapphires, pearls, rubies, malachite, jaspers, lapis lazulis, mother of pearl. It was all decorated crown. So that same theme is given here actually. That is why this has been decorated and ornamented from all the 4 sides. The most symmetrical monument on this world actually, on this earth. 1983, UNESCO declared the building World Heritage Monument. And 2007, on a very special date, 7 July 2007, this was rated one of the 7 wonders of the world, with a new 7 wonders. And now we are standing on 2nd position, right 1 step behind the China Wall. The Great Wall of China is still on the top, which is, you don't like that, know that. Right. Taj Mahal is actually on the 2nd position, but we are keeping our fingers crossed to make it. It's the public poll actually, right? So, no wonder why the China Wall is on the top. So much of population. That was something like that. Right. So I was talking about beautiful arches in the four corners. They have symmetrical balance in the back side. Can you see those black letters? This is Arabic.
Yes.
This is calligraphy. Some Quranic expressions, some Quranic passages are taken out from the Holy Book of Islam. That's called Quran Sharif, the Holy Book. And these are all morning messages. They are morning prayers. Some selected morning expressions from the Quran, like 14 selected chapters are all there, and the 99 names of the God, all there. It's all morning. It is believed that every evening the king was coming here and he was reading those chapters from right to the left. Because we know that Islamic languages are not written like English, from left to right. They're written like from right to the left, other way. So we have 14 selected chapters of the morning prayers, the grief, prayers of the grief, all morning as well. It is standing on a bank of river Yamuna and elevated on a height of 15 feet high on the bank. That is why even we look at the Taj from the distance, it just looks straight to your eyes, symmetry straight goes there. Because at the behind, you have nothing, no skyscrapers, no big trees, which is adding the beauty of the Taj Mahal. That is why it doesn't look real. It looks like a two-dimensional picture on a canvas, on the blue canvas actually. The reason is just a sky, open space, and at the behind of the Taj Mahal you have nothing. It's just a bank of a river Yamuna. It's beautiful workmanship. And this does shine with a touch of the light. When sun rises from the east direction, that one, it gives light to the eastern part of the white marble. The marble reflects the shine with the white light, and these gemstones, they sparkle the light like anything. The light, when it touches the black stone at the bottom of the dome, the black stone at the bottom is not black onyx. That is called star, or the star of India. Some of the stones, out of 84 number of the stones of the world, the star of the India, which was here, local stone. It was found here, and it was also once crowned the lady's crown as well. Beautiful stone, that's called a star. It's like a star ruby, the black one. You take the star into the side, you shake it like this brings a star on the top. In the light, without the light. I'll show you that stone as well. Don't worry, it's a beautiful workmanship, beautiful stone. So these are all real gemstones inlaid into the white marble. Every single corner. 243 feet high, 4 towers, 4 minarets, giving a balance to the monument. Beautiful gardens. Ahmad Lahori, the chief architect who designed this beautiful building. 22 years for the construction. 20,000 workers worked here from different parts of the world.
Right.
And this was Vikram, all telling you about the beautiful story, the history, the facts related to the Taj Mahal, and I'm here to tell you everything the best possible manner I can do for you.
Vikram, thank you so much for giving us your knowledge, your experience, and you've portrayed that
Thank you so much.
beautifully well. And I can see that you've got a passion for this monument and this mausoleum.
Thank you so much.
And we have too. And I just want to say, on behalf of America and England, thank you so much. What do you think about that, Debbie?
Impressive. I'm speechless.
Yeah, we all are. It's an emotional story. You've took us on a roller coaster ride of emotion. And thank you so much for that.
Pleasure is
Vikram.
all mine.
Thank you.
Pleasure is all
Okay, guys, we'll leave it there.